Never suppress these 5 needs for an avoidant partner. Have you ever felt emotionally neglected or misunderstood in your relationship? Maybe you've experienced your partner avoiding deep conversations and brushing off your feelings, feeling like you're always the one initiating contact and planning the time together. Uncertainty about where you stand in your partner's life due to inconsistent behavior, or frustration from unresolved conflicts and silent treatment. As a result, you might find yourself wondering why your needs seem to be too much for your partner to handle, and really wanting to know how could you have your emotional needs met without pushing your partner away. Well, if you can relate to this, then this video segment is for you. I'm going to explain the 5 key emotional needs that are often labeled as too much and how you can communicate those needs to your avoidant partner in a way that fosters understanding and connection, because it will really help you navigate your relationship with more confidence and clarity, ultimately leading to a more secure and loving connection. For example, when Candace came to me, she was struggling with being caught in a conflict spiral, which I call the anxious avoidant trap. In this situation, her way of coping with conflict was a trigger for her partner and vice versa. But with the creative tools that she learned in my programs, she was able to inhabit her own power, advocate for her needs, and set boundaries around them. And in Candace's case, this actually attracted her partner to come back after a breakup. But I'll let Candace speak for herself.
I cannot begin to tell you the changes these courses have made in my life. I think the creative arts therapy is unique and a game changer. I'm a regular meditator and yogi, so I'm very familiar with all different kinds of meditations, but the ones in Brianna's courses are pretty powerful. There was so much healing that occurred. Since taking this coursework, I have found I have more confidence. I have more trust in others. I also have trust in the universe. My partner of 2.5 years, now 3 years, did come back in my life after doing the courses for about a month. This partnership that I thought was over and had felt like a roller coaster for 2.5 years is thriving. It's definitely worthwhile. And the cost is, in my case, no more than 1 or 2 therapy sessions. So it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. And what you gain, you cannot put a price on.
Now, if you're interested in experiencing results like Candace did, you can learn more about my course, The Courageous Communicator, through the link attached to this video. It will take you to a registration page where you can sign up for a free introductory training to my 3-step HIP communication framework, which teaches you how to heal your conflict blueprints, inspire devotion, and practice emotional intimacy using communication skills based on attachment styles in combination with energy healing and art therapy techniques. This course is so powerful because it does more than teach you how to say the right things at the right time. It shows you how to process the emotional energy behind your words so that evolving the communication in your relationship becomes less about strategizing for control and need satisfaction and more about creating a safe space for spiritual healing to occur in the container of the relationship. Now, if that sounds good to you, be sure to check it out through the link attached to this video. And let's go ahead and dive into our discussion for today. Now, to begin, it's important to address the question, why does it feel unsafe to have needs when you have an avoidant partner? Well, first, let's take a look at understanding avoidant attachment. Avoidant attachment style is characterized by a tendency to distance oneself emotionally from others. People with this attachment style often struggle with intimacy and vulnerability, preferring to maintain independence and self-reliance. This behavior stems from early experiences where expressing emotions or depending on others might have been discouraged or met with indifference. For those in a relationship with an avoidant partner, expressing emotional needs can feel risky and unsafe. This is because avoidant individuals might react to emotional closeness with withdrawal or detachment, leading their partners to feel rejected or neglected. The avoidant partner's behavior can create a dynamic where expressing needs seems to push a partner further away, reinforcing the belief that their needs are too much. And so from the perspective of someone with an anxious attachment style, for example, the avoidant partner's behavior can be incredibly triggering. Anxious individuals seek closeness and reassurance, often fearing things like abandonment. And when their avoidant partner pulls away, it can heighten their anxiety and lead to behaviors aimed at drawing the partner closer, such as constant texting or seeking reassurance. This creates a cycle where the anxious person's attempts to connect further push the avoidant partner away, and it increases both partners' stress and dissatisfaction in the relationship. Now, from the avoidant partner's point of view, emotional closeness can feel somewhat overwhelming, suffocating, or controlling. They might perceive their partner's needs for intimacy and reassurance as excessive demands that threaten their autonomy, or the type of emotional manipulation which might be a disproportionate obligation in their perspective. So this can lead them to withdraw further to protect themselves. And so avoidant individuals often struggle to understand why their partners need so much reassurance and may feel inadequate or pressured, and that stimulates a shame wound, contributing to their distancing behaviors. So over time, these dynamics often lead to what's called the anxious avoidant trap conflict style in relationships, which is usually demonstrated through repetitive push-pull, on-again, off-again patterns in relationships. Now, if you'd like to learn more about that, check out my video, Healing 3 Conflict Styles for Anxious Avoidant Relationships. In this video, we'll talk more about the anxious avoidant trap, as well as 2 other common conflict styles when you have 2 anxious partners getting together and 2 avoidant partners getting together. So how do we navigate this dynamic? Well, understanding both perspectives is really crucial for breaking that anxious avoidant trap and a triggering cycle of conflict. By recognizing the avoidant partner's need for space and the anxious partner's need for reassurance, couples can begin to navigate their differences more effectively. Communication strategies, such as expressing your needs with safe and soft strategies in communication, while setting clearer boundaries, can help both partners start to feel more secure and understood. Now, in today's video, we're going to provide examples of soft strategies in communication, which tend to work better with partners that have an avoidant attachment style. So, what are soft strategies? So soft strategies are verbal expressions that are very intentionally structured to incorporate the following elements into your communications. So you want to acknowledge what you appreciate about what your partner does do and give you, express how it makes you feel on an emotional level, it particularly pointing out the positive impact that it has on you and that you actually want more of the good stuff. You want to clearly state the issue that is at hand with specificity in a non-accusatory way. You also want to express why it's an issue by describing your internal feeling response while still taking ownership of your own feelings. Then you're going to declare your standards in relationships in general, and then you're going to appeal to their own values and hangups with a reframe that invites empathy and for them to shift their perspective. Then you're going to clearly state your specific needs and the boundaries around them and how they could potentially meet your needs, while opening up the conversation to invite them to contribute to the solution in a co-creative way. Now, as we go through these 5 important needs, I will be giving you some detailed examples of soft strategies in communication that will help you express these needs in a non-accusatory way while getting the point across and establishing your standards in relationships. Now, if you want to learn more about how to do this, again, be sure to click the link attached to this video and check out the free introductory training for my course, The Courageous Communicator. You can also check out my YouTube video, 8 Anxious and Avoidant Trigger Statements, What to Say Instead. Okay, so let's dive into the 5 needs you cannot compromise or you should never suppress for an avoidant partner. So need number 1, verbal affirmation or reassurances. Verbal communication is a cornerstone of any healthy relationship. It's especially important when dealing with an avoidant partner who may find expressing emotions and affirmations challenging. One of the most fundamental needs in a relationship is to hear your partner express their care and affection for you. So hearing words of affirmation like this can be really important. These verbal affirmations serve as a direct expression of your partner's feelings and provide the reassurance you need to feel secure in a relationship. Without them, it's easy to feel neglected or undervalued, especially if your love language is words of affirmation. So for individuals with avoidant attachment styles, expressing these words can be particularly difficult. They may have grown up in environments where emotional expression was discouraged or seen as a sign of weakness. As a result, they can struggle to say things like, "I love you," or "you matter to me," even if they feel it deeply. Now, anxious partners often pick up on this reluctance and decide to suppress their needs or back down from asking for verbal affirmation because they're afraid to rock the boat or push their partner away. But when you learn to communicate with things like soft strategies, incorporating a knowledge of your partner's perspective and expressing these needs usually lands better. So, for example, I deeply appreciate the time we spend together and the kind things that you do for me. It helps me to feel closer to you. But I need to hear you say things like, I care about you, or you're important to me, out loud from time to time so that I can trust you. Of course, there are other ways to say it, and I am wide open and interested in what would feel comfortable for you in your own words. Maybe we can find a way to work this out together. Need number 2, initiating communication and time spent together. Now, in any relationship, mutual effort is key. It is not enough for one person to always be initiating the communication or planning all your time together. For a relationship to thrive, both partners need to actively participate and show initiative. This means more than just responding to your partner's requests. It's about showing that you are equally invested in the relationship. Now, for individuals with avoidant attachment, taking the initiative can sometimes be challenging. They might feel overwhelmed by the idea of planning activities or starting conversations, often due to a fear of being rejected or feeling inadequate for some reason. They may have grown up in environments where independence was highly valued, and initiating contact would indicate some kind of dependence on someone else and be seen as a weakness. On the other hand, anxious partners might suppress their desire for mutual effort, fearing that asking for it could push their avoidant partner away. But when we use soft strategies in communication, again, we can make expressing this need a little bit more effective. So, for example, I really appreciate it when you respond to my messages and make the time for us to be together. It makes me feel really valued and considered when you respond to me and you take action on my suggestions, and I thank you for that. But what really lights me up is when you take the initiative and reach out to plan something for us on your own. I feel so deeply wanted and desired when you do that, and I would love to experience more of that in our relationship. And I understand that you value your independence and space, and I 100% respect that. But mutual effort is also important to me. I'm open to exploring whatever would make it easier for both of us to show up in a more balanced way for each other. Need number 3, consistency. Consistency is crucial in any relationship. It helps build trust, security, and a sense of reliability. When you can count on your partner to be there for you consistently, it reinforces a bond and it makes you feel valued. For individuals with avoidant attachment, sometimes being consistent can be a challenge. They may struggle with making plans or communicating on a regular basis, often due to a fear of being overwhelmed or losing their sense of autonomy. However, this inconsistency can leave you feeling insecure and unsure about where you stand. Anxious partners, in particular, might feel a heightened anxiety due to this inconsistency. They require some reassurance and predictability to feel secure in the relationship. In fact, anyone, including secure individuals, require predictability to feel secure in a relationship. And so, again, how can we communicate that need? Well, using soft strategies can help us express this in a less threatening way. So, for example, when you follow through consistently, it reassures me of your feelings and builds trust in our relationship. However, when there are sudden gaps in communication or our plans fall through without a heads up or a check in, it inspires anxious feelings, and then I question where we really stand. I understand that life happens and consistency can be challenging sometimes. But to commit to a relationship, I need a bit more predictability and follow through. It's important for me to be able to count on the people that are closest to me. Is there a way that we can meet in the middle on this? Need number 4, a willingness to repair. Being willing to repair after a disagreement is really essential for maintaining a healthy relationship. It shows that both parties are committed to resolving conflicts and moving forward together. Avoiding conflicts or giving someone the silent treatment can create emotional distance and lead to unresolved tension. Now, avoidant partners might find conflict resolution particularly difficult, and so they withdraw or avoid addressing issues directly, which can lead to feelings of abandonment or frustration for their partners. On the other hand, anxious partners might fear that bringing up issues will lead to further withdrawal, so they suppress their emotions, which can become bottled up and later explode in a display that is disproportionate to the immediate offense. Again, soft strategies can help us to express the need for conflict resolution in a way that encourages open communication and mutual understanding. For example, I appreciate the times when we talk things through and come to an understanding. It makes me feel more deeply seen and intimate with you. In fact, my feelings for you grow stronger because our relationship feels stronger and more durable. When we pretend like things didn't happen, it leaves me feeling unsettled, and there's a lot of space for me to make up scary and negative assumptions. I know conflict can be tough to deal with, and it's natural to want to avoid it, but it's really important for me to have a sense of ease in our relationship. What do you think would be the safest way for us to address difficult issues together? And finally, need number 5, attention and curiosity. Demonstrating attention and curiosity about your partner's life and experiences is a vital part of building a deep and meaningful connection. It shows that you care about them as an individual and you are interested in their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This mutual interest is essential for feeling seen, valued, and connected in a relationship, and it is truly integral to feelings of passion. For individuals with avoidant attachment, demonstrating curiosity can be challenging. They may be more accustomed to maintaining emotional distance and focusing instead on their own interests and needs. So they might invite you into their world, but show very little interest in entering yours. This behavior often stems from a desire to protect themselves from vulnerability and maintain control over their emotional environment, both internal and external. However, it can inadvertently make their partners feel unimportant or neglected. Now, anxious partners often seek validation and reassurance through their partner's interest in their lives. They might feel insecure or undervalued if their partner doesn't show enough curiosity. Now, the danger here is the need for attention and curiosity is more about filling ourselves up rather than feeling invited to a reciprocal energy exchange. And so that can lead to a vicious cycle where anxious partners are insatiably seeking more attention and the avoidant partner starts to inevitably withdraw. So here's a way to communicate the need for curiosity and attention using soft strategies. I love it when you ask about my day or take an interest in what I'm passionate about. It makes our relationship really exciting for me. It also inspires an interest in learning more about you and your passions. Lately, it feels as though we've been living parallel lives, and the lack of spark between us feels a little cold and lonely. Having those moments of genuine curiosity and celebrating where our lives intersect keeps things fresh. I'd love it if we could make an effort to bring more curiosity and playfulness to our dynamic. What do you think about trying this out and seeing how it goes for us? So I'm just going to take a pause there. How do you relate to these needs? Have you ever struggled with expressing them? Do you feel like using soft strategies might be of assistance to you? Leave a comment and let me know. Okay, so let's dive into some final thoughts. Today we discussed 5 essential emotional needs that are crucial for a healthy relationship, especially when you are with an avoidant partner. These needs are hearing verbal affirmations like I love you or I care about you to feel valued and secure. Mutual effort in initiating contact and planning time together to show investment in the relationship. Reliable and predictable behavior to build trust and security. Addressing and resolving conflicts to maintain a healthy connection and a sense of ease in the relationship. Showing genuine interest and curiosity in each other's lives to feel seen, appreciated, and impassioned. These needs are valid and they are important for any healthy relationship. They help build a strong foundation of trust, security, and mutual respect. Never suppress them. Now, it is important to advocate for these needs and communicate openly with your partners. Again, if you are looking for more guidance on how to effectively do this, especially with avoidant partners, then I invite you to join my course, The Courageous Communicator. You can click the link attached to this video and watch a free introductory training. Now, I want to assure you this is not a fairy tale. I have seen so many clients experience real changes in a relatively short amount of time once they apply their understanding of attachment styles to their communication skills and start processing the emotional energy behind their words. And it is so worth it to try. So I invite you to click the link attached to this video, register for the free training, and start your journey towards a more fulfilling love life. Thank you for joining me here today. I hope that you found this video helpful and insightful. Please leave your comments below, share your experiences, and let me know how you have handled these needs in your relationships. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content on building secure and loving relationships.